Okay. I can tell you that. First, I want to say thank you for allowing me to work with Cutter and for bringing him here every time. I know that that probably wasn't always pleasant.
Oh, it was good.
For him. It wasn't for him to come see me. So, but thank you for allowing me to do that. I did several assessments on him this summer. I did a pre-assessment, a reading passage where he read it to me and then answered some questions. And I tested him to be at a 3rd grade independent level, a 4th grade instructional level, and a 5th grade frustrational level. So that's about where I tested him at the beginning of the summer and here at the end. Of course, it was, I think we worked together for 5 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm not even sure that what we really got to work, because we spent 2 of the first ones just assessing.
Yeah.
So so that's about where his reading levels are. And then I also did, I thought this was real interesting, I also did a spelling inventory on him from a book that we were using in the class. And I really liked, this was real interesting to me because this was the one we did at the beginning, and this is the one that we just did. So like he didn't spell, the ones that I wrote beside them, he didn't spell right. And then this time, the first time through, he didn't spell a couple of them right, but when I went back and emphasized the sounds and kind of reminded him of what we've done, he got float. He had train right. He didn't hear the ending sound correctly, which I think is a characteristic of the dyslexia. I think that's part of the problem. They don't hear the sounds. I'm not explaining it. They don't make that connection between the sounds and the letters, and they don't hear them appropriately. So, but he spelled place right and drive right and bright right and serving, so, and chewed. So the ones that I put asterisks beside, he spelled correctly. So I was excited about that. I think the word sorts that we did together at least have him seeing that different patterns in words, like we did a long vowel word sort. So there were 3 different ways to make that long vowel, and he sorted them, and I think it helped. So I was very excited. I felt like that was a positive strength for him. And then of course we read Hatchet together, and I'm sad that we didn't get to finish Hatchet, but I encourage him to listen to it on audio if nothing else. I think if we could get him, I'm supposed to give advice as to what to do next with him, and I think probably trying to find stuff that interests him right now is a huge piece of it. Trying to find things that he wants to read, and things that he's interested in, because it took a long time. He did not want to engage in that Hatchet. So I was really excited when your daughter told me he was asking her questions about it and talking to her about it, because that meant he was interested. So
I think he gets like frustrated because it's so long, it's so thick. He likes the
graphic novels,
because they're like so many, a couple words.
Yeah, exactly.
So he doesn't get so frustrated and overwhelmed.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're right, and that is, and so finding more of those series would be huge for him. But I just think if just getting him to see that he can enjoy reading, and it's something he wants to keep reading and to finish a book, and then probably as much as possible reading aloud with him, and getting him like reading, practicing fluency, where maybe you read something and he reads it back to you, so he is practicing appropriate fluency and expression and those kinds of things. I noticed when we read, I tried to get him to do Reader's Theater with me, and that didn't really interest him, but I thought I was doing it because I thought it might. I found what Reader's Theater piece did we do? One about kids going into they were in Egypt and they went in the pyramids to see a mummy, and then the mummy comes alive. So I thought it was kind of along the lines of things he liked, but getting him to read aloud was like pulling out his teeth.
He don't like to do that.
He doesn't, but he needs to do it more and more. I think it goes back to hearing those, seeing the letter patterns in words, the different patterns that make the long vowels, or seeing patterns in words and reading them out loud is just huge. So if I would definitely suggest trying to get him to read aloud as much as you can, as much as possible. And finding things that interest him and just keep him going, keep him reading.
He did pretty good. He read that series, and then he read another series. Oh, that Max von Ride, and I'm supposed to get him the book 9, but I haven't found it. So,
Yes, Bridget and I talked about that too. I don't think it wasn't in the system yet. So yeah,
I was supposed to go get him. I might try to do it next week.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, definitely.
But he reads those by himself, so I don't hear him read. So I don't know
so if you could get him to read aloud to you some, I know that's hard, but he really needs to practice the fluency piece of it.
Yeah.
And that's a characteristic that's, unfortunately, that's something he's going to fight always with dyslexia, because we, because I have it too, we don't have the part of our brain that helps with automaticity, that whereas a normal reader sees a word and knows what it is immediately, a person with dyslexia doesn't have that system in their brain, so they read differently, and so decoding and practicing fluency is going to be something for him forever. But he can get better. The more he does it, it's, the bad thing is you got to do it to get better at it, for it to get easier to do it more, and he doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I understand. I remember I've walked in his shoes. So anyway, do you have any questions for me?
No.
Really. Okay. All right. Okay. I was trying to think if there was anything else I needed to tell you, but I think we're good. So thank you.